So of course we just got done with the video talking about the SEVENS World trailer and all the news, and then Konami decided to drop some screenshots of the game by Konami PR. And there is a lot to go through, a lot of details, some confirmed cards for the brand new box, what they're doing with that. So first of all, we've got the logo that shows up when you first boot the game. That's pretty cool. And then we go into the Duel world, and Yuga's going to be interacting with the DM NPCs, which is kind of normal. They do like to kind of go between worlds. We then see Yuga interacting with Luke as well. So assuming, you know, early stage missions, right? Stage 2, Stage 3, you might see Luke unlocking at Stage 4. That could be a thing that's happening. We've got Kaizo in the background as well. And then we get to the actual Duel world, and it's looking pretty cool, right? You know, you've got Yuga's workshop down here. You've got, of course, again, confirming the gems are going to be staying. That just makes sense. And the big thing is confirming some NPCs that are going to be not characters in the future. And I know some people are going to be very upset because we've got Sabaramen over here. He's chilling out here by the gate. And here we've got Yosh, which is Mimi's son. So Mimi, the character we'll probably be getting in October with the Dying Keto retrains, right? Her son is going to be an NPC, which I guess does make sense. But if you're a fan of these characters, then kind of unfortunate. But the weird thing is we've had skill leaks for a skill that works with this guy's cards in particular. So maybe that means that NPCs in Duel Links will be able to use skills properly. That could be, you know, a cool thing. We've seen them do it with Jade in GX World. There's a few others. That could be a cool, unique thing for SEVENS World events, right? That'd be cool. Or it means that they might just give us a skill for another character, like Yuga maybe inherits skills from other characters, and that could be a thing as well. Or I could be speaking some bullshit, right? That could be a thing. Then we've got the first demo of Rush Duels in Duel Links, confirming again the 6k life points, which this UI now looks a little bit better. Right? It's a bit weird again how it like cuts off at the bottom, but it's fine, right? 6k life, not 8k, which I know is going to upset some people, but as a middle ground, I think it's fine. So I think they made the right cut to choose, right? Going for life points and deck size rather than going for the hand size as well. That'd be an even bigger change. Then we've got some more footage of the duel of Yuga versus Luke, of course using Dragias. We've got SEVENS World Magician, we've got the SEVENS World Witch, and we've got the Dark Sorcerer over here, which is a new confirmed card, right? And the big one is Gavin. Gavin is confirmed for day 1, and also, spoilers, Roman will be day 1 as well, given her card is coming as a box UR. It'd be really weird if she wasn't day 1, given this is happening, but again, also confirming we're getting Lightning for Condor. Now, that's not the big news. The big news is this is the brand new deck builder. It is orange. Don't ask why. I guess maybe the logo being burnt red, yellow, orange makes sense for this being orange, but not too sure. But there's some weird rarities, right? You've got max red as you are. I think that makes sense, right? Blue-Eyed Silver Zombie. He's a vanilla with really bad stats. It's a UR. Who thought this was a good idea? I don't know. I'm assuming this is going to be Yuga's start deck, right? Because you got, you know, Darks, Earths, Waters, that all kind of work with SEVENS Road, right? Multiple attributes, getting some attack points, right? That's kind of the whole gimmick of the deck. So, and also we're seeing that rarities of cards can be different between Speed and Rush, right? Celtic Guardian in Speed is a rare, in Rush it's a super rare. Because in the format, Celtic Guardian might be a little bit better than it is in normal format. I believe Celtic Guardian came out in Rush, like, not year 1. I think it was like year 2, I think, they came out in a tournament pack. So, again, just mixing things up. It's going to be a bit different, but overall, a lot the same, right? And again, confirm more rarities, of course, damage and go as you are, which, that kind of makes sense, right? You're going to want 3 of this to play with a skill. The weird one here, though, is Mystic Dida is going to be a rare. And this card is very, very good, and I think they know it's very good, so it being a rare means in the future, if they do want to hit it on the ban list, they can do, and that would kind of make sense, right? If in the future, I don't know this. I do not like this legend stamp. It looks so tacky. Oh, okay. But the real big thing is this, right? It is confirmation of the boxes in Duel Links, of Kree-Bot being a UR, which I think is really, really bad. It should be an SR, right? It is a very good card in early Rush, and we've got some cards hiding out down here. We'll go for them in a minute. We know what they are. And this is 6 monsters, right? So you think, okay, you put some spells, some traps, maybe even a monster in there as well, and that kind of adds up to the boxes being a main box size, so the whole 108 packs. You know, it makes sense, right? September, new world, we get a main box. This time round, it has to be Rush. Now, it could be this box is bigger than that, right? It could be a deluxe box, right, for Rush, and be more spread out. We don't know. But it could also just be a normal box, right? And then we don't know what's happening with Speed. But again, this is all promotion, right, for Rush Duel. So they won't confirm a Speed Duel box in this, right? They won't say that until the game comes up on September 28th. You log in, you might get a speeder box or a selection box or a structure deck, right? Some PT kind of content for that world, right? But they won't announce that before. You know, that won't be happening. So let's go on to the brand new cards, because we've got a lot. We've got a lot. Now, we've seen some of them before, right? We know Seven's Road is the main boss of Yu-Gi-Oh! Odo. Send top card of your deck to graveyard. It gains tap points equal to the number of attributes of graveyard times 300. It is a big, beefy beater, and then gets weak at the end of turn, which means it's very susceptible on your next turn to being blown out by a Dragias, which is really, really funny. These URs we're getting here, these Ace URs, except this one, right? But these 4 Ace URs are all going to be really good in their own ways, right? Dragias, I think, is the best one, just because it's a double attack, and it can get that very, very easily. And so, in a 6k life point format, your back row is going to be very important to stop this. Really important. We've then got the Prima Gitana. This is Romin's Ace, so Romin probably being confirmed now for day 1. It'd be weird to get this and not get Romin. It is a tie that binds big, beefy buff. Will it be the best deck on day 1? Probably not. It's probably going to be Dragon Casters, right? Given what we've got here. And Yamarula is a floodgate for every other ace you're seeing here. Because what it does is it stops the opponent and yourself from playing level 7 higher monsters. And so that's going to be devastating if perhaps turn 3, turn 4, especially turn 4, given we've got skills that will trigger to search out a card on turn 4, right, for Seven's Road, for Dragias. If you play this at the right time, you can just shut down your opponent's plays on the next turn, which is really, really big. So Yamarula is going to be one to kind of watch out for. Then we've got Dragonic Slayer, which works with Dragias, right? There's no dragon on the field, you can pop a back row your opponent controls. This will be good, but not super duper amazing without more support. And of course, you want to pop the back row before the battle phase, because in early rush, you're probably going to find more battle traps than cards that interact with cards when they're summoned. So if we do for some reason get Dark Revelation on day 1, this will be one of your main ways to kind of out it if you're not playing, you know, Seven's Road, or you're not playing the Yamarula deck. And of course, we've got Creebot. Now, you might think pay 500 life points to add a Creebot from Grow to hand is a not good effect, but what you remember is that you could summon multiple times in a turn. So what you can do is summon Creebot, pay 500, bring one back from your graveyard to your hand. Then normal summon it, you know, got 2 tributes, summon off into your Dragias or your Seven's Road. And that's just like that's a very low level combo that you can do. And so it really is going to be interesting to see how rush decks are kind of built in Duel Links, because most Duel Links players are going to come into it with the mind of a normal Duel Links, you know, a normal TCG deck, right? And you can't do that. The whole way the game works is so different that deck building is going to be drastically different. That's going to be very exciting. Then, of course, we've got Seven's Road Witch being an SR. I assume it'll be box SR. It just makes sense, right, to be included with Seven's Road Magician. There's a skill that makes these two even better. Going to be very cool. Of course, DMG, being UR, does make sense. This is a free card, and so I kind of think they might make DMG free as well. It would be weird to have this and not this, like, always available. That's kind of the weird thing with the promo, right? So, would they really put this in? They would put this in a box, right? They would 100% put it in a main box, but also, it could be in a structure deck, right? Thinking about it. To promote the brand new world, instead of being more Dragias and Seven's Road themed, have it be a DM pandering themed, and that would help sell the world, right? To casual Rush Duel fans, but again, that's me speculating. Then, of course, is the more generic stuff, right? You've got Dark Sorcerer, a very good non-tribute. You've got Celtic Guardian, who is, you know, not necessarily Ben Dark Sorcerer, but he has defense points. And that's going to be relevant in Rush Duel, so you can see why he's an SR over this being a rare. You've got Mystic Dealer, the wild card, because sending spellcasting hand to graveyard, draw 1 card, might not seem great, but in Rush, you really like your graveyard, you really like recursion summoning from the graveyard, and of course drawing into, you know, big power plays is really, really good. And this card still sees play nowadays, over 3 years later, in meta decks. So it is a very, very good card that you're gonna wanna pay attention to. Then we've got what source is relevant here. Fire Golem, I guess, is funny, right? Pay 600 to make a monster lose defense points. It's not awful, but not over amazing. We've got the Mask of Volos. I've not seen this card before. Send the card from your graveyard to change your attack point of 1 face up lifts as well as monster your opponent controls to 1500. Ooh, so that's a very easy way to get around big bosses. I don't think that's awful. It's a name for Seven's Road, given you're going to be playing, you played Darks already. You've got your water targets, right, in Mystic Dealer, so I guess in that deck that'll work out quite fine. Also, we're getting the Darkness Crested Hawk, which again is more allowing this card to beat over monsters, right? It only works versus lights, but what is a light in Rush Duel? Well, you've got your Dragias, and the big one is going to, of course, be Blue Eyes White Dragon. Now, we don't know if we're getting this day one. I kind of think we won't be, given we've got DM as a free promo card, but it makes sense to, right? And so this would mean, by itself, can beat over your Blue Eyes. And that's kind of what some of the skills are doing in Rush Duel, right? Is they're making some of these level 7 boss, level 6 bosses able to beat over things like Blue Eyes, that are the big powerhouse legends of the format. And then we get Invoke Condor on day 1, which is really, really cool. Send a monster from your hand to the graveyard to make all face monsters your opponent controls the same attribute, lose attack points equal to the monster's level times 300, which means if you're going against 7's Road, you send a Dark, you knock the levels down by at least 1200 if you send level 4, if not even more, and then go in for a big OTK play, perhaps even, if you can do, summon this, reduce attack points, summon a Dragias, attack multiple times, and then you've won that turn. That is early Rush. Now again, we don't know from the screenshot, right? We assume here that there's going to be more cards, right? Some spells, some traps. If we get Dark Revelation, I hope we don't, then Dragon Cast is the best deck by far on day 1, but there could be more in here. And we don't know what's happening with Legends, right? How are we going to get Legends outside of boxes? Because here, we don't see any new Legends, right? And they are 1 copy of a card per deck, per type, right? Of monster, spell, and trap. And so you don't ever need more than 1. You'll never need more than 1. So I think Legends should be card trader cards or bundle cards. That just kind of makes sense. And so what we get day 1? You know, what we're seeing so far is looking fun, right? It is looking like a main box you're going to want to go into, right? And they're definitely kind of going for it, right? Going, day 1, all your characters, they're all in this box. You've got to spend your gems. There's no new currency. It's going to be very expensive. That's all I can say. Unless there's something different, right? About the boxes, we don't know. But yeah, what a day. And we're still not done. You know, we've still got the stream on Sunday to come. I'm going to be livid if Konami drops some more news after this goes up. That'll be the worst time possible, but hopefully not. Anyway, leave your thoughts down below. I'll see you in the next Rush Duel video. See you then.